I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again.
You ain't see me activated. You better hope that you never see me agitated. I think about my actions, plan them out, evaluated. That's how I end up on the top, man, I'm calculated. My mind's a weapon, my body is the engine. I'm never second guessing, I just do what I was destined. Cause I feel I got the blessing, persistence and obsession. That's how you keep progressing, I already learned that lesson, yeah.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again.
No fear, see clear, you deserve to be great. I know it feels like things get in your way. Push through those walls and the others will fall. Sit up, stand tall, you can get through it all. I need some energy, anxiety's no friend to me. I have a short memory, I don't really remember things. That's how I move on, that's how I stay strong. A new day's on, I'll keep moving right along. And I feel like the pain in the past, it needs to stay in the past. You gotta take off the cast. I wanna feel like I'm a new person. I wanna have clear vision and purpose. And I feel like the pain shouldn't last. If you can move on and past the things that make you feel bad, and you can change in your brain, I'm certain. I've done it before, and man, I'm not perfect.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again.
Hey y'all, what's up? Can y'all hear me good? Hey Ella wifey, hey Allie boo, Lucia, hi baby. I don't even know what today is. What day is it? Thursday, shit. I don't know what day I thought it was. How is everyone? I don't really have nothing specific that we're gonna do today, except for there is some things on the Tyre Nichols case that I would like to cover, like his funeral and stuff. It's gonna be very sad and maybe triggering for people, so just I haven't covered this case because so many others have, but I have followed it, and it breaks my heart. It really, really hurts my heart for that boy, and, mm, I hope he gets justice. Oh, I'm pretty good, Allie. I'm glad you're better today too. I'm a little down. The footage of where they killed him, Ella, no, I'm not playing that. If that's what you mean, no, I can't play that. I can't. Uh-uh. I tried to watch that. I couldn't even watch that myself. I started bawling. I didn't watch all of it. No, but it's just part of his funeral and where his family speaks. And yeah, I'm not going to show that. No, that will not be shown on my channel because it's heartbreaking. I just lost a really good friend recently, and yeah, I couldn't do that today, especially. Oh, that's always good not to have to cook, Lucia. I'd love to have a cheesesteak. I love cheesesteaks. Okay, in the Tyre Nichols case, there were 3 more arrests. Did y'all hear about that? Oh, it's okay, Ella. I'm okay with it. Sometimes it is what it is, and you just gotta keep moving. You can't use your pain to hurt others, you know what I mean? And if you carry that pain with you, you're gonna hurt for the rest of your life, and it is what it is. Thank you, love. I love you, wifey. And thank you, Allie. No, don't watch that, Ella. Um, please don't take this wrong. You're a lot more sensitive than me. I love you for that. You got such a soft, genuine heart. I don't, um, you probably wouldn't be able to handle it, Ella. Please don't watch that baby. Yes, they arrested 3 EMTs, Ella. Here, and we're gonna watch it or go over it. I don't know what's really to watch, but I don't know if there's a video, but there is an article. I'm gonna try to find the video. Yeah, Allie, they arrested 3 EMTs. Or I mean, they fired them, not arrested them, fired them. Shit, I got it wrong. Sorry, they fired them, but something's up with it. But yeah, here's the 3 that got fired recently. The 3 EMTs. Says the 3 EMTs who responded to the fatal beating of Tyre Nichols were fired Monday after an international investigation, the Memphis Fire Department said Monday. I know y'all might have already heard this, but I haven't. I didn't know that they fired those. Please don't come in my chat and announce when somebody goes live. Please. Somebody delete that. Because, yeah. Yeah, Allie, they're fired for it. So I'm sure there might be some charge. They might get arrested. I'm sure an arrest is coming. I'm sorry I said that wrong. Why'd you say my bad, Ella? You didn't do nothing wrong, wifey. Oh, I'm sure these will be charged as well. Oh, you hit them. It's okay. It happens. I just don't want. No, we're not gonna derail chats and shit. But I guess no, because I am gonna talk about Ryan. So maybe we could go over and see what old Lip Mole's talking about. Let me see here. It just blows my mind how now Patty Lynn is trashing Creek Squad and her own son, and but before she got caught stealing all this money, oh, Creek Squad, she would come in and fight over a fucking mustache for them. But now they're trashed because you got caught up embezzling millions of dollars from your son. Yeah. Says the three EMTs who responded to the fatal beating of Tyre Nichols were fired Monday after an international investigation, the Memphis Fire Department said Monday. Robert Long, Jamichael Sandridge, and Lieutenant Michelle Whitaker were found to have violated multiple department policies and protocols in their patient response to Nichols on January 7th, the fire department said in a statement. Their actions or inactions on the scene that night do not meet the expectations of the Memphis Fire Department and are not reflective of the outstanding service the men and women of the Memphis Fire Department provide daily in our community, it said. The fire department was sent to the scene of Nichols' traffic stop at 8:31 p.m. after a police call because of a person pepper sprayed, and that's in quotations, the fire department noted. Long, Sanders, and Whitaker were sent to a second location and arrived to find Nichols leaning against a police vehicle 10 minutes after the call. Long and Sandridge responded to Nichols, while Whitaker is the female, I believe, and a driver remained in the vehicle, the fire department said. Our investigation has concluded that the two EMTs responded based on the initial nature of the call, person pepper sprayed, and information they were told on the scene and failed to conduct an adequate patient assessment of Mr. Nichols. So, sounds like they showed up the scene and didn't even check on the guy. That's really sad, you know? I mean, like, how could you do that? Hey, After Dark Love. No, did the officers get sprayed with pepper spray, Allie, or Tyre? They didn't even help the boy. They went there and over a pepper spray call and left. Like, how can you not see this guy lifeless leaning up against a car after he just got the shit literally beat out of him? Lifeless. Oh, they got hit while they were trying to spray him. Okay, that makes sense. Now, I don't know if y'all follow any of the crime that goes on in Memphis, Tennessee. I don't know if y'all follow that. There is a lot. I never really knew. Knew Memphis is very dangerous. Um, it's a very bad city, like crime wise. But I never realized how bad until y'all remember Eliza Fletcher, the jogger teacher mom that got kidnapped and killed. I followed that case hard because she was a missing mom, and um, that's what got me started on the crime in Memphis. And I thought about doing series on that, like the crime in Memphis, you know, because there's so much, man. It's fucking crazy. First 48, yeah, I love that show. Cincinnati too. Whenever I lived up in Cincinnati, because I went to college up there. And yeah, Cincinnati is on First 48 a lot. I love Cincinnati. It's a great city. It's just violent. Hold on just a second here, y'all. Just bear with me a minute. Let me see, where's that? I'd saved a few things here because I want to play. Okay, here it is. This is about the. What the hell? This just is a little clip about the firings of these 3 EMTs. It's just a little short clip.
As family and friends prepare for the funeral of Tyre Nichols, there are new developments in this investigation into his death.
Steve Harrigan has the latest details from Memphis.
What we really see is a tragedy and a tragedy in the miscommunication and the training that happens with police forces across the country.
The fallout continues after the deadly beating of Tyre Nichols in Memphis. The police department here announcing 2 more officers have been relieved of duty in connection with the case. One of those officers, Preston Hemphill, mentioned on the body camera video, though his lawyer says he was not present at the scene where the brutal beating occurred. Meanwhile, the fire department has fired 2 EMTs and a lieutenant. The EMTs failed.
Sorry, Ella, I didn't know they was going to show that.
The lieutenant not even getting out of the vehicle.
Even though this was done by 5 black officers, we still must tell African-American young men and women that they have to be a part of the change in the system.
The funeral for Nichols will be held Wednesday in Memphis, where the Reverend Al Sharpton is expected to deliver the eulogy. Family and friends preparing to say goodbye.
The thing I want to say about Tyre was just heard some of the stories and how loving he was and how he impacted so many people.
Tyre's parents will attend President Biden's State of the Union address next week. In Memphis, Steve Harris.
This is a story.
Ella Wifey, I'm really sorry. I didn't know that was going to show that. I didn't want to do it. That's why I tried to get that screen up first. Yeah, I need to get that ready because I didn't know. I don't want to see that either. It's horrible. Let's see here. Just a second before I play this next one. Just a second here. So I can get this trigger warning thing overlay up so I can slap it real quick because, yeah, I don't want to see it either. They show that again. Okay, good, Ella, because I don't know. I don't want to upset you. Allie, yes, I absolutely freaking agree. Why do they keep doing that? Like, no, stop showing that. That's horrible. And his parents, this case broke my heart. Yeah, I agree, Allie. I don't get it. Just know I do got this overlay up, but I'm going to play the video and I'm going to try to catch what I can if it shows any of that. Here, let's run this banner. Just a second, y'all. I got to change this night watch some. I got to take some things off of it. Just a second. I don't even know if it's working. Okay, there, I got it, I think.
Story that we've been following all across the nation. New details out of Memphis tonight. The DA says additional charges could come as more information about the brutal beating and arrest of Tyre Nichols comes out. This as officials continue to comb through body camera and also surveillance video of the incident. Already a 6th Memphis police officer has been disciplined for his involvement, and an officer that deployed their taser is also being looked at, as are the paramedics and anyone that prepared reports after the beating. Locally, the Lake County chapter of Black Lives Matter is speaking out on this case, applauding Memphis leaders for their swift actions of accountability. Activist groups gathered at the Waukegan Police Department speaking out about police brutality. One activist says it's time for change and there needs to be mental checks among members of law enforcement.
When we looked at what happened to George Floyd, the police that attacked Tyre Nichols in Memphis, they should have known better. One police out of the 5 should have stepped up and said, no, we cannot do this. And where was their sense of humanity at? We're not against the police department. We're against excessive force and police brutality. The police have to step up and provide more anger management and emotional support for police officers nationwide.
And at 6 tonight, the Chicago Alliance and Rainbow Push Coalition will lead a Justice for Tyre rally at Federal Plaza. Organizers are reviving calls for local governments and Congress to pass a police reform law. Madeline Rivera is in Washington, D.C. tonight with more on those national calls for action.
Tyre Nichols' brutal beating prompting familiar calls from Memphis to Congress.
And Lord, comfort the loved ones of Tyre Nichols.
The Congressional Black Caucus is requesting a meeting with President Biden to push for negotiations on federal police reform. But Congress has been here before. In 2021, the House passed the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act. The bill stalled in the Senate after bipartisan negotiations, led in part by Republican Senator Tim Scott and Democratic Senator Cory Booker, fell apart.
I think he and Senator Scott should sit down again quickly to see if we can revive that effort.
On the other hand, Congressman Jim Jordan believes no federal law would have made a difference in Nichols' death, preferring for any change to be done at a state or local level instead.
What strikes me is just a lack of respect for human life. So I don't know that any law, any training, any reform is going to change.
And there are concerns that conversations around policing could hinder recruitment efforts at a time when police departments nationwide are struggling with shortages.
Why would you want to become a law enforcement officer when you don't have the protection and the support of the people and the prosecutor?
Tyre Nichols' family will be attending President Biden's State of the Union next week as guests of the Congressional Black Caucus. In Washington, Madeline Rivera.
Well, they done took whatever links that was off of there. Hell, hold on just a second, folks. Hold up. Hold on, hold on.
This is a story.
Okay, some of this might be old news to you all. Oh, hey, Tammy. Hey, yo. After Dark, Cena. Hey, everybody coming in. Sorry if I missed anybody. But yeah, some of this stuff was a few days ago. Some of it's new, but I don't know if who's followed what, but it's just some information I want to put out, and like of his family speaking, because this next one we're going to watch is Tyre's father speaking.
Memphis is Rodney Wells, Tyre Nichols' father. Mr. Wells, I first want to give our deepest condolences to you. You should not have to be here tonight to talk about losing your son. But I thank you for being gracious enough to do it anyway. I want to give you a moment, rather than to talk about the horrors that we just saw. I want you to tell us about Tyre. I want you to tell us who he was as a person, as a living person, and what he meant to his family.
Tyre was a sweetheart. He had a very infectious personality. Every time, we worked together. So everybody at my job loved him to death. He was the kind of guy, when you come in the door, you can't walk past him without getting a hug. He's going to make sure if you get past him, he's going to make sure that you come back and give him a hug. He's just that kind of person, and everybody adored him. When this first happened, we had a balloon release at my job, and it was over 100 employees in the parking lot for the balloon release. Everybody wants to, everybody loves Tyre. He's the kind of person that you see the good in. He was his own person. He didn't follow trends. I remember I borrowed him a $200 pair of tennis shoes, some Nike Air Maxes, and a size 12. I couldn't wear them. I gave them to him. He didn't want them. He wanted Vans. He likes to skateboard. He likes to take pictures of the sunset. He loves his son, and he loves photography. I'm from LA, so we had a saying for guys like that. We called them Valley Boys, because they were not from the tracks. They weren't from the streets. They used to skateboard and surfboard and, things that we didn't do. So that was Tyre.
What, if anything, would you say if you could speak to these 5 officers who could have been Tyre on the wrong day out of uniform? The way that they treated him, not like he was a brother, even though someone was saying bruh as they were talking to him and beating him, but as someone who didn't have a right to live. And it's shocking when it's to see Black men who should know what that would be like doing that. What would you say to them?
What I would want to say to them is they mess with the wrong kid. But, as my wife said, we pray for them too. We pray for their families, because he's disgraced their whole family, from grandmothers to kids. They have to bear the brunt of what their parents did or what their sons did. And it's shameful. Like I said, again, I'm from LA. So we have a group of cops out there we used to call the Goon Squad. And they would do the same type of thing that they're doing here. So, but back then we didn't have all these video cameras and all these tapes, and so a lot of people were brutalized, and nothing became of it. So I don't understand how they thought that they could get away with it in today's time with all of these cameras. I heard the defense attorney saying that this Mr. Mills guy was such a great guy, and he probably was in his community around his family. But when he's in these streets, he turns into a monster because these was monsters that did this to my son. As my wife said, my son weighed 150 pounds. Each one of these officers was over 200. That's 1,000 pounds beating on my son, using him as a piñata, all this unnecessary force that was really not needed for a kid that wasn't resisting or just trying to get home to his parents. That doesn't make common sense to me.
I don't think it makes common sense to anyone. Making sense of it is probably a waste of all of our time. But thank you for sharing some of your time with us. Again, our deepest condolences to you, sir. Rodney Wells, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Okay, Tammy Ayo, I seen you said you've been following this. I know you've heard of the Scorpion plan or tactic or team or whatever. Sis, no, don't keep your money, honey. Oh, you became a member. Oh, hell, you ain't got to. No, stop, sis. You didn't even have to join my memberships. You know how I feel. Take that money and spend it on your babies. And no, don't do that, sis. Thank you for your support. Scorpion unit, yeah. Tammy Ayo, I think the teeth she has now are temporaries, I believe. Maybe, and she's waiting on her permanent ones, maybe. She'll explain it. Oh my God, they slapped you with $1,300 more, Cher? What the fuck? Oh my God, that's kind of, wow. Damn, sis. Y'all can't catch a break either, man. Damn. I love how Cher calls Tammy just Ayo. Ayo. Oh, I love you, Cher. Can you believe, Cher, it's going on 5 years for us? Can you believe? That's crazy, ain't it? 5 years for me, Cher. Or, yeah, whenever Chris Watts started, wasn't it? 2018? 5 years. Zena, I used to believe that, like for their health care and stuff, until Cher moved there. And I heard her talk about it, and yeah, it's not what it's cracked up to be. Gail, hey, boo boo, I love you, mama. I agree. I think they all do. I agree. I believe they need that evaluation if you're in any kind of field that involves someone else's life. Oh, damn, Cher, that's crazy. Damn. That's very true. After dark, real friends are very hard to find on here. I get hurt more than anything, really, with friends. And Cher, she's never left me. She's never hurt me. Yeah, we might have had disagreements on stuff. We might not always agree about cases, but we're respectful to each other. We appreciate each other. We love each other. That's what real friends do. I agree, Gail. Oh, Cher. I wish y'all could move to the States. And poor Mark, man, y'all pray for him. He's such a good, strong soul. And what I'm getting ready to say is not putting his business out there because he shared it with us, but Mark, Cher's husband, he suffers with MS. And that man gets up and still goes out and busts his ass for his family and himself. I hope he's okay, Cher. I worry about y'all. Right, Cher. But the only, like, really disagreement we've had to where we've had a little I wouldn't even call it a fight because we didn't fight each other or nothing. We didn't name call. We didn't go around trashing each other, none of that. We just had a little disagreement, and my emotions and Cher's emotions were both very passionate and emotional, and we bumped heads one time, and we fixed it, and we didn't let that ruin our friendship because we didn't hurt each other. I expect them to disagree with me too, Tammy, y'all. And like, um, I'll tell Cher sometimes, and she'll tell me, "Hey, this is how I feel about this," and we'll talk about it. And sometimes, if you and your friend don't agree on the same thing, maybe if you talk about it, you can understand each other and their viewpoint and why they feel the way they feel. You know what I mean? And oh, Cher, manifest that, baby. You will get that one day. Look at you, Cher. How far you've come. Look what you've overcome. You broke the chain of the family dysfunctional abuse, and you broke that, Cher, and you're still doing what you can, and that's right, Allie. And like my wifey Ella there, we never had a fight or anything. Our old community, a bunch of shit happened and stuff, and Ella's like me, she'll just shut down sometimes and block everybody out, and then me and Ella, we just picked right back up. We didn't fight or nothing, but she kinda quit talking to everybody, I think. Love her heart. I love Ella. And, you can go weeks, days, months, years and not talk to someone, and then you talk to them again, and you just pick up right where you left off. Friends ain't gotta talk every day. There's some days me and Cher talk all day. There's some days me and Cher go a week without talking, like, on text. Nope, we never fought, did we, Ella, baby? I don't like fighting with my friends 'cause I take friendships seriously. I love hard, and Ella, you remember back in the days, you had, like, every fucking person blocked in our old community. Everybody's like, "I can't see Ella, she got me blocked." Yeah. Right, Cher, we do, don't we? And, just because you don't talk to someone every day, don't take it wrong. Friendships, and people just gotta understand the dynamics of the friendship. You never did block me, wifey. No, you didn't. But you did learn me to block people. I blocked a lot of people back then too. Right, Allie? Ellie used to crack me the fuck up. Because she literally, like, blocked everybody in our old community except for, like, the people she was really close to. It used to crack me up. Yes, Cher, you did unmod me only because I unmodded you first on my channel. Remember? You messaged me, you're like, "Really? You're gonna unmod me?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And you unmodded me. But we're good now. Oh, Gail, I hope you feel better, baby. I love you. Just 1 second here. Yeah, you remember now, sis. Yeah. Because I took your rent first. No, Tammy, that was a different incident. Whenever I told Sherry to take my wrench is whenever, that fucking Fueled by Coffee chick went up there, remember, and I went up on Sherry's panel and cussed her out? That's whenever because I was in chat, I'm like, "If you let her up, Sherry, just take my fucking wrench now." And that's why whenever I went up and cussed that girl out over Cher, Mark was like, "Yep, I seen that coming." Yeah, Catfish. Yeah, Catfish, when she was on panel. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, Cher had her whole thing going on and on panel, and I was like, "Cher, if you let that bitch up, take my fucking wrench now." And then I was like, "Fuck it, drop a link." And I think it was actually Mark that dropped the link for me. And then whenever I got up there and cussed her out, Mark was like, "Yep, I seen that coming." Mark says, "No, you can't fly it with K Baby." And he said, "I'm still wearing the shirt she gave me." I was like, "Okay." Aw. He loves that damn shirt. I was talking about that shirt last night on here. The shirt that I sent him. He loves that damn shirt, don't he? I'm gonna have to find him. I'm gonna have to get him some more in different colors, send to him for him, because I know he loves it so much. Love his heart. Y'all should have seen Mark when I sent him a little gift box. He was like a little kid. It was so cute. Yeah, she was. She was like, "Oh, no, 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 no." I was like, "Hold on, sis. I got a video of it. Y'all want to watch it?" What she taught me about the rope. Give them enough rope and they'll hang themselves. Oh, love him. Little kid in a man's body. He is. Mark's the best. He is. He's a trooper. Do y'all remember whenever I think it was the thing they were doing, y'all were doing the fundraiser to go to see Papa Share maybe or something. When was it he put icy hot on his badingalingas? I was like, oh my God, this dude is fucking a trooper. I couldn't believe that. It was so funny. He does, Cher. He absolutely adores you. I'm so happy you have him. I really am. Y'all both saved each other, I believe, in that. And yeah, y'all were meant to be for sure. Oh, that, Gail. I forgot about that. Oh, yeah. Piss on a rope and suck from both ends. Yeah, I do remember that now. I love Gail. Oh my God. He's fucking hilarious. I love how, like, when he died, he helped Cher dye her hair, and y'all are just the cutest, Cher. The icy hot Xena. Yeah, that was funny. Fairy floss. Butt cookies, yep. Wasn't that 24-hour live stream or no? I remember the butt cookies. Y'all got so many hilarious moments. Yeah, I seen Jennifer last night, I think it was, Gail in here. Thank you for sending her over here, love. Let me see here. I'm gonna play something from the Tyre Nichols about the Scorpion unit. I don't know if y'all, I just said something earlier and y'all do know what I'm talking about, but I think they're getting rid of it. And because, see, I really don't know much about what the Scorpion unit even freaking is. I mean, is it just a unit to go out and unalive innocent people? I mean, I don't know.
Carmen, I want to start with these new.
Just a second here. Let me get us some. But yeah, I've been following. This case breaks my heart. Yeah, Zena, we're going to get to that after I get what I want to cover about Tyre out there. Then we'll talk about Ryan. Yeah, bless his whole fucking soul, man.
New developments about the Scorpion unit. What do you make of the department's move to disband them?
Well, considering all that we've seen, it makes sense to me that they would get rid of that unit at this point. There still should be a very thorough investigation of all arrests, detentions, uses of force, complaints, and everything else that occurred within the unit. But considering what we saw happen with 5 members of that unit, their blatant disregard for policy and disregard for human life, for that matter, it makes sense to me why they would disband the unit at this time.
Dion, we've seen protests across this country today. We've seen more protests in Memphis. What are you seeing? What are you hearing from members of this community?
Yeah, they just finished protesting about an hour ago, and I was with them. They were at one of the police stations downtown off of Main Street, and they were, it's kind of twofold. They want action, they want accountability, but on the other side, I talked to one of the organizers, and they said that they were at least happy that one of the demands was being met, which was actually getting rid of the Scorpion unit, but they don't want it to stop there. They also want other task forces to be overhauled, such as the gang task force and other task forces that the police department has. But so far, they said it's a great first step, but they said they're not going to stop. They're going to keep with the protests, and they're going to continue to clog interstates such as Interstate I-55, which is what they did last night, until they get all of their demands met.
Right. I mean, Rashad, we've had this conversation over and over again. There's accountability and then there's reform. In a new column for the New York Times, Perry Bacon Jr. writes, quote, "The 5 officers were all black, as was Nichols, as is Memphis's police chief. It doesn't make the situation less bad or unrelated to racism. The problem, as Black Lives Matter activists have been saying for a decade, isn't that individual officers hate black people or other minorities. It's that America's police departments deploy and train their officers to view everyday citizens as either threats to the officer's safety or disruptions to an orderly society, resulting in altercations escalating needlessly into killings." Rashad, your thoughts?
Yeah, and to take it a little bit further, we then have a system that rewards, allows, and doesn't punish folks for it. And so it's not just that the system sort of creates it, it's that it actually incentivizes it. And the problem with, some of these choices, stopping at some of these choices of just firing. So yes, we fire. Yes, we deal with getting rid of the Scorpion unit. That was part of the demands of local organizers and the demands of Color of Change and others. But we also need to deal with the fact that the infrastructure created the Scorpion unit in the first place and allowed it to act this way. And so just like when we ban chokeholds, with policing is about control. If the incentive structure continues to allow this to happen over and over again, they will just find another.
Okay, I'm covering up this trigger warning thing is just an overlay I'm using to cover up the footage because I do not want to play that camera footage of him losing his life. I'm not going to play that on my channel like that. Just, no, I'm not going to do that because it breaks my heart. I couldn't even watch it. And I know there's other people that don't want to see that either because, yeah. So that's why that's up there. If y'all are wondering, it's showing behind that trigger warning overlay is that footage of them taking his life.
Way. They will just find another sort of piece of infrastructure to carry this out. And so unless there's a deeper systemic overhaul, we're going to continue to sort of move things around. Racism is like water pouring over a floor with holes in it. It will always find the cracks. So unless we change the actual floor and push up the ceiling, we will continue to get the same results over and over again.
And Rashad, I'm going to come back to you on this question of what an alternative would look like. But first, Alana, I want to bring you in because you have the DOJ now launching a civil rights probe. Your sense of the significance of a federal investigation into the actions of these now fired Memphis officers?
The civil rights investigation is the exact right approach. And I think what we need to talk about in terms of systemic change is that we need to talk about the passage of the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, which would give the federal government authority to issue subpoenas to any jurisdiction to commence a pattern or practice investigation, which would be even wider than just a plain vanilla civil rights investigation, which would investigate this particular Scorpion unit, but could go much further beyond this particular unit to the entire department and could investigate it top to bottom. We also need to be able to have a federal registry of disciplinary conduct and complaint. What we know about divisions of police departments like this is that they are notorious for this kind of violence and heinous conduct, and they're also notorious for hiding the evidence and not maintaining proper records. And unless we have a registry of the officers that have committed this type of conduct, and that is something that can be actually maintained, we won't see.
Okay, so there's the 5 Didn't they've arrested? Didn't they say they arrested one more cop and then the 3 EMTs got fired, right? Or did the 6th cop just get fired, or did he get arrested? I love you too, Gail. Have a day, love, or a good day, love. You're welcome, Zena. I can't. I haven't watched it. Like, I started to watch it because, I've been in true crime so long, and I'm kind of desensitized. And I was like, okay, I can watch this. No, as soon as the first, I started bawling, and I couldn't get past the first 2 minutes of it. It broke my heart, and I don't want that on here. And I'm pretty tough, and it broke my heart, and I cried, and I'm not going to do that to other people. Yeah, Zena, I don't see skin color either. I don't. I love everybody. I really do. I give everybody in this world a chance until you fuck me over or you hurt me. Then you're gone, man. Fuck you. Fuck you. Don't hurt me or fuck me over because no. Because then you're dead to me. Is Tammy Ayo here? I know we heard it when I played. Y'all know my squirrel fucking brain. Did they say the 6th police officer got fired and arrested too, or just fired, or just arrested? Or, well, if he got arrested, he got fired evidently, but that's exactly right, Allie. That's exactly right. And where I grew up, racism was a big thing. I mean, could you imagine? I mean, I grew up in the backwoods of Kentucky, and that's enough said. But I was never like that. My family is like that. My family is fucking horrible. And I don't know. I never got into that. The racism thing. I never seen it as color. And now that I'm older, though, I see my family. That's just how it was back then. You know what I mean? And no, don't do. Oh, it was a white cop? Oh, no, there was a white paramedic. The white paramedic and then the 2 black ones, they got fired. So the 6th cop is white? That's crazy, Zena. Kind of breaks my heart. Racism's bad here in America, man. It is. It's horrible. And even being white, people are very racist toward us. I don't get it. If you don't like somebody, just fucking move along. Who cares what color their skin is? And I am one, like, if I see racism going on, like, in my area, like, on here or something, on YouTube, and I will fucking call you out because I don't tolerate racism. I really don't. Preston Hempel? Wow. Wow. And I'm sure there's played because what I seen in that video of him getting unalived, it looked like there was a bunch of fucking cops standing around there. I don't know because I didn't watch it. I don't know what. Wow, they suspended 7 officers total. Wow. Every fucking one of them, any of them that had anything to do with that night, they all need to go under the fucking cell. They do. for what they done to that boy. He worked for what, FedEx or UPS? I think it's FedEx. He seemed like he was a really good kid. I mean, I'm saying kid, he's a little younger than me, but and it broke my heart. I seen his dad was talking, and like George Floyd, Tyre also called out for his mama, and where he got unalived at was like a block or two, very close to his parents' house. And his dad was talking, and him and his wife, both Tyre's mom, are like beating themselves up because they're like, why couldn't we hear him calling out for his mama? Could you imagine having to live with that? Your baby getting unalived down the road and calling out for you, and you beating yourself up over it because you couldn't hear him. And you have to drive by that spot where they took your son, and I'm so heartbroken, y'all. Sorry, hold on a second. Yeah, could you imagine if his parents had went there, Allie, if they had? Oh my God. I'm sure that daddy would have. Fairy Floss is so sad. America is gone mad. I mean, it's every day there's something new. But what if they did hear him yelling and couldn't get to him in time, and then they would beat themselves up over that too?
Any kind of substantive reform. And finally, we've spoken about this many times on the show before, but qualified immunity is a hurdle that has to be addressed to allow plaintiffs to be able to hold police officers accountable. And if we don't address qualified immunity, and we could even do so in the narrow context of police encounters, of course, qualified immunity relates to all government officials, but we know qualified immunity is not needed in the context of individual civilians dealing with police. And the final thing I'll say is that you asked the question at the top of the story, why did this begin with a traffic stop? Traffic stops are the most common interaction that police have with people. In the last 5 years alone, 400 individuals have been killed by police in traffic stops alone. These individuals were unarmed, did not have weapons, and this is because police officers are trained on a steady diet that vehicle stops are the most dangerous encounters they can make. They're also proactively patrolling Black and brown communities and over-policing those communities. And they are taught that when they encounter folks that they should be suspicious of, like a Tyre Nichols, a Black man, or a person who is perhaps sleeping in their car or just doing something suspicious, they go in with a warrior mentality, and they go in to hurt and to harm instead of going in to seek and to understand. And when people don't comply, they are dealt with in a situation where the police are really now handling them in terms of being in contempt of cop. So they're going to give you pain compliance to make you comply. This is about structural racism. It's about white supremacy, but it's also about a system of toxic masculinity, patriarchy, and an overall system of oppression.
Looks like that lady is at Ghost Ranch with Patty. Didn't that look like Ghost Ranch? She there with Patty, swindling millions of dollars. I don't agree with it either, Allie, baby. People are fucking. Did we play the one about the paramedics? Have I played that? Because I know I read an article.
As family and friends prepare for the funeral of Tyre Nichols, there are new developments in this investigation into his death.
Steve Harrigan has the latest details from Memphis.
What we really see is a tragedy and a tragedy in the miscommunication and the training that happens with police forces across the country.
The fallout continues after the deadly beating of Tyre Nichols in Memphis. The police department here announcing 2 more officers have been relieved of duty in connection with the case. One of those officers, Preston Hemphill, mentioned on the body camera video, though his lawyer says he was not present at the scene where the brutal beating occurred. Meanwhile, the fire department has fired 2 EMTs and a lieutenant. The EMTs failing to provide basic aid to Nichols as he lay slumped against a police cruiser, visibly in distress. The lieutenant not even getting out of the vehicle.
Even though this was done by 5 black officers, we still must tell African-American young men and women that they have to be a part of the change in the system.
The funeral for Nichols will be held Wednesday in Memphis, where the Reverend Al Sharpton is expected to deliver the eulogy. Family and friends preparing to say goodbye.
The thing I want to say about Tyre was, I've just heard so many stories and how loving he was and how he impacted so many people.
Tyre's parents will attend President Biden's State of the Union address next week. In Memphis, Steve Harrigan.
I have the solemn honor as head of National Action Network of eulogizing Nichols next week in Memphis, and that is where we begin tonight. Joining me now is Rovon Wells, Tyre's mother, Rodney Wells, his stepfather, and representing the family, civil rights attorney and the Attorney General of Black America, Ben Crump. Attorney Crump, Mrs. Wells, Mr. Wells, we appreciate you joining us tonight at this very difficult time. Before I get to the charges filed against these officers, the city takes after a tragedy like this, no matter what kind of verdict comes out of a trial, no matter what words of encouragement you get from the public, even from the president, who I know reached out to you, none of that will bring your son back. Mr. Wells, we will start with you. Mrs. Wells will join in a moment. Mr. Wells, how are you holding up?
Not bad, sir. It's been a very, very difficult time. You know, our family's been through a lot these last 3 weeks.
As you have been through a lot and navigated through it, you have also been clear-minded, you and Mrs. Wells, that you want justice for your son, and that's all you are pleading for is justice. And at the same time saying, don't tarnish your son's name with any violence. Let's focus on justice and stopping this.
Correct. Yes, sir. That has been our purpose from the beginning. Violence will not bring our son back. You know, and the people that are out there being violent, they're doing it on their own. This is not what
Now, that brings us to the body camera footage released last night, Mr. Wells. It's a release you and your wife have fought since your Teresa arrest. I have to again caution my audience that the footage is graphic, showing part of the car chase that preceded your son's arrest, followed by a subsequent beating that resulted in his hospitalization.
You can see the footage.
Tonight, all 5 officers are facing charges. In addition to 2 counts of official misconduct, 2 counts of aggravated kidnapping, 1 count of official oppression, and 1 count of aggravated assault. Brother Rodney, I understand that you wanted first-degree murder charges, but you've since come to endorse these second-degree murder charges, feeling that, in your words, they'll stick now that have you seen the officer's conduct in your own eyes. Do you still think these charges fit?
Yes, sir. What we don't want to happen is to go to trial and they get off on a technicality. They seem to have an ironclad case, and so we want to go forward with it.
Mrs. Wells, you are the mother. You have spoke with such passion. I don't think anyone that has been raised by a mother couldn't feel the pain of looking at a mother. I was raised by a single mother, And when you told the story of how your son even had a tattoo of you on his arm, I know that kind of love between mother and son. But tell us about your son. Tell us what kind of person Tyre was and what kind of person you want the world to know that you've lost.
Tyre was just a beautiful person. He was full of life. As you can see, he loved to skateboard. He loved to watch the sunsets. He was a great dad. And he was just a roundabout good person. As I mentioned before, there's no perfect person in this world, but he was close to it.
And the thing that also struck me is that you have said that you pray for everybody involved. You have talked to you on the phone, and certainly Mr. Wells, you have not shown any acrimony. You've been stronger than probably many of the families I've worked with down through the years. So I would imagine that's the kind of strength you gave your son.
Yes, it was. I gave that strength to all my children. They came from my mom, her mom, but I have to stay strong because I do have other children. I have my mother, and we have other family members that we just have to stay strong for.
It's so sad hearing his mama. He was a handsome guy. And his baby, and so horrible. And now we're gonna get into a little bit of his funeral and stuff, and his vigil, and then I'm gonna go to some UpChurch stuff.
The family of Tyre Nichols held a press conference at the Mason Temple Church of God in Christ in Memphis, Tennessee. That is the same place where 55 years ago, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his final speech, which, like all of his speeches, was really a sermon, to a standing room only crowd on the final night of his life, the night before he was assassinated. That night, Dr. King said, "Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place, but I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will and he's allowed me to go up to the mountain, and I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we, as a people, will get to the promised land, and I am happy tonight." Martin Luther King was 39 years old. No one was happy tonight in that same place where Martin Luther King delivered his final speech. The theme of Dr. King's final speech was simple and delivered in the shortest sentence in his speech 55 years ago when he said, "The issue is injustice." That was the issue tonight on that same stage, with 5 police officers now accused of the murder of Tyre Nichols, who was 29 years old when he was being beaten to death by those police officers and calling for his mother less than 100 yards from his mother's home. Tonight, Tyre Nichols' stepfather said this.
Only thing I can say this evening is going to be sweet and short. Keep fighting for justice for our son and my family. Protect my wife because she's very fragile right now. Yeah. We need that for her. Trust me. And I need it too. That's right. So, like I said, it's going to be short tonight because we got a long fight ahead of us. That's right. Yeah. And we got to stay strong for it. Mm-hmm. So, justice for Tyre. 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 Justice for Tyre.
Reverend Al Sharpton said this at the press conference.
There's nothing
that you can say that can explain what we saw on that videotape. In fact, what you say may make it premeditated.
Come on. Yes, sir. Come on.
Upgrade the charges.
Yes, sir.
Come on, keep running your mouth.
Come on now.
And you'll be running the charges up.
Come on now. Run them up.
Because we don't care what you say. We know what we saw.
That's right.
And Tyre should not have been treated like that. That could have been any one of us.
Amen.
And his stepson. It could have been mine.
One of the members of the legal team supporting the family now, Memphis attorney Van Turner, said this.
You don't have to be trained to be a decent human being. You don't have to go through police procedures to know if a man is sitting there slumping down that you got to render aid to him so that he can live. I'm not a police officer, and I know that.
And Tyre Nichols' brother, Jamal Dupree, said this.
My brother was the most peaceful person you ever had in life. Most. He's never lifted a finger to nobody. Never raised his voice to nobody. If my brother was here today and if he had to say something, he will tell us to do his peaceful.
The New York Times is reporting that, as usual in cases like this, the written police report of the incident does not match what we see on video. The New York Times reports a police report written hours after officers beat Tyre Nichols was starkly at odds with what videos have since revealed, making no mention of the powerful kicks and punches unleashed on Mr. Nichols, and instead claiming.
Okay, and you all know, if they hadn't had that camera that caught all of that on that footage of him getting unalived, these motherfucking cops would have probably got away with this. Because they couldn't have had any idea that that camera was there. Or they wouldn't have done what they done. They thought they had this. God was on Tyre's side on that part. And it's just horrible. Allie, right. How many other men what, Zena? There was somebody else that got unalived that I was going to show. Let me get through this and we'll see. I've been going at this since last night. I can't remember what's where.
That he was violent. The police report painted Mr. Nichols, 29, who died 3 days after the January 7th beating, as an irate suspect who had started to fight with Memphis police officers, even reaching for one of their guns. The videos, which were released last week, showed nothing of the sort. Instead, they captured police officers yanking Mr. Nichols from a car, threatening to hurt him, and then, after he ran away, catching up with him and inflicting the deadly beating. All the while, it appears from the videos, Mr. Nichols never struck back. It was the latest instance nationwide in which video evidence, whether from body camera footage or a bystander's cell phone, offered a starkly different account of police violence from what officers had reported themselves.
Story that we've been covering for weeks.
Okay, now this one here is going to be a little bit of repeat from the last one, but it's a different clip.
Now, the death of Tyre Nichols.
The video surrounding his death is making headlines across the world, with all eyes on the city of Memphis now. In a matter of days, we have learned 5 officers were terminated in connection to Nichols' death. Yesterday, we learned that a 6th officer, Preston Hemphill, has been placed on leave. We've also known that a 7th unnamed officer is now under investigation.
In addition to those officers, 3 Memphis Fire Department employees were terminated in connection with Nichols' death, and 2 Shelby County deputies are on leave pending an investigation right now. We're supposed to have some videotape here.
My brother was the most peaceful person you ever met in your life. Most. He's never lifted a finger to nobody, never raised his voice to nobody. If my brother was here today and we had to say something, he will tell us to do this peacefully.
Tyre Nichols' brother there. Peaceful. That's the message from that family. They want to make sure that that message gets across to the city of Memphis and the nation. Peaceful protests have already happened all across Memphis. And tonight, Tyre's family stood, as you saw, next to civil rights activists from across the country, demanding change from the top.
This, of course, comes days after the video of Tyre's beating was released, showing exactly what happened that fateful night. Now, tonight, we hear from Tyre's brother and civil rights activist, Reverend Al Sharpton.
Fox 13's Daniel Wilkerson was there at the news conference at the church. Daniel, emotions again high tonight from the pulpit.
Daryl and Darcy, good evening. Yes, it was April 3rd, 1968, when the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King gave his final speech, his I've Been to the Mountaintop speech. And he would deliver that speech at the place where I stand tonight. That podium you see live on television is a podium where Dr. King delivered that speech. Again, that was April 3rd, 1968. So it was only fitting that the mother, father, the siblings of Tyre Nichols would stand near this podium. And what they requested tonight is this. They want federal legislation on the books in the name of Tyre Nichols that would mean harsher sentences or harsher consequences for officers who are involved in incidents like what we saw with Tyre Nichols. As you stated, the Reverend Al Sharpton of the Action Network was in attendance today. Ben Crump was going to be here, but we understand due to the weather, he could not make it here. But this is what the Reverend Al Sharpton had to say. Take a listen.
What happened to Tyre is a disgrace to this country. There's no other way to describe what has happened in this situation. People from around the world, Memphis, it looks like they wear the blue color and uniform. When you can beat a man, chase him down and beat him some more, and then let him lay there wounded for over 20 minutes and think nothing would happen. You thought that no one would respond. That's right. You thought no one would care.
As we come back to you live again, we are in Mason Temple tonight. You are taking a live look at that podium from where you heard the Reverend Al Sharpton speak, the same one that Dr. Martin Luther King used, as I stated. Now, we did not hear from the mother of Tyre Nichols tonight. She did not feel up to speaking ahead of the funeral tomorrow, but we did hear from her husband, Tyre's father. He spoke, as well as Tyre's brother. That family, again, calling for peaceful protests as they get ready to lay their loved one to rest tomorrow. Daryl.
That is Fox 13's Daniel Wilkerson live tonight. Daniel, thank you. Now, the city of Memphis, we found out, is acknowledging that there are more unreleased recordings in the Tyre Nichols case.
Now, the statement actually reads in part, a premature release of the video and audio could compromise our administrative investigation, and that the city will release these recordings once the investigation is over within the next few weeks.
Now, we've also got our hands on a few of the employee files of the officers involved in the death of Tyre Nichols. We're combing through those recordings, and we will bring you a full detailed report on what those records say tomorrow here on Fox 13 News.
Days when it was 5 black police officers captured on a video engaging in excessive use of force, when they were committing crimes on video, that they were terminated, they were arrested, and they were charged. And the police chief, Davis, and I have respect for her saying this, the police chief said that it was important that the community see us take swift action. They said it was important that we move swiftly towards justice. Well, when Laquan McDonald was killed in Chicago and by white police officers, it's important that the community see swift justice too. When Alton Sterling was killed in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Mitch, it's important that the community see swift justice too. When Stephon Clark was killed in Sacramento, California, it's important that the community see swift justice too. When Eric Gardner was killed in Staten Island, New York, it's important that the community see swift justice too. When Pamela Turner was killed in Houston, Texas, it's important that the community see swift justice too. When E.J. Bradford was killed on Thanksgiving night in Birmingham, Alabama, it's important that the community see swift justice too. When Terrence Cratchit was a black man, Reverend Al, having car trouble in the broad daylight in Tulsa, Oklahoma, walking away with his hands up, and they shot him in the back on video. It was important that the community see swift justice too on that. When Botham Jones eating ice cream in his own apartment, policewoman come in, shoot and kill him, say, I thought it was my apartment, and said stand self-defense in her position. It was a need to have swift justice too. And so no more can they ever tell us when we have evidence on video of them brutalizing us, that it's gonna take 6 years, that it's gonna take a month, that's gonna take 3 years like Laquan McDonald. No, 20 days. We're gonna start counting. We can count to 20. And every time you kill one of us on video, we're going to say the legacy of Tyre Nichols is that we have equal justice swiftly. 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 And so, Reverend Al, I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge a sister who also deserves swift justice, and that is Breonna Taylor, whose mother, Tamika Palmer, is here. And many of you may have heard about this coincidence, that Breonna Taylor and Tyre Nichols were born on the same day and the same year, June 5th, 1993. So I want to acknowledge Tamika Palmer, and I know you said it brought back so many memories and pain when you found out it was the same birthday. So if you would stand, Tamika Palmer, let us at least acknowledge Breonna Taylor's mother. Thank you. And now, Reverend Al, I guess we're going to hear a brief reflection from the family, and this is hard. So
let me, as we bring the family, I also want to acknowledge some of our faith leaders and our faith leaders, activists that have come all the way. First of all, a man who interprets the intelligentsia of our time, the Socrates of this generation, Dr. Michael Eric Dyson. The pastor of New Birth Baptist Church of Atlanta, Georgia, Reverend Jamal Bryan is in the house. I'm sorry, Reverend Jamal Harrison Bryan. Reverend John Gray from Greenville, South Carolina. I must acknowledge two members of the board of National Action Network, outstanding clergymen, the pastor of Mount Pisgah Baptist Church in Harlem and the head of Impact and a member of the national board. Stand up. I'm trying to see where he's sitting. Okay, there he is, Reverend Johnny. Stand up, Reverend. Johnny Green, Johnny L. Green. And pastor of New Hope Baptist Church in Elizabeth, New Jersey, member of our board, head of Nantech, the Reverend Steffi Bartley. I want to thank our staff and work with Reverend Turner and his staff. I want to thank all of the staff of our brother, Attorney Ben Crump. It's a hardworking staff. Certainly Reverend DeVestoon of my staff, who really worked hard. And Reverend Dr. Well, you're the doctor, you don't blow his head up. Reverend Stephen Marshall travels with me. And so many Reverend Nelson Rivers of NAN staff that's been on this all week. And then probably the preeminent media expert in the country today, Rachel Nordlinger, who handled all media. And Damon Byam, who's been with me since he was a little boy. So I got to say this to everybody so I don't get thrown off the plane tonight. And the family together. Let me ask you all, as this family stands here, I want to say this publicly, what I've said to the mother and father privately, that we'll be with them when the cameras are gone. We'll be with them when there's no longer a story. The Floyd family and mother of Eric Gardner, Gwen, all of them will tell you it doesn't matter to me how long I'm in the family now. I might show up for Christmas, look for my gift under the tree, because we're wedded in this struggle together. And I want y'all to treat us like family, and we want y'all to be like, if you're not gonna stick with it, don't be jumping up in front of the camera for them. I know they done seen more of Tyre's best friends on TV that they didn't even know was his best friend. People hallucinating they knew Tyre. When you know something was Tyre and you know you just getting a cameo. That is wrong. Let us support this family and stand with this family. Mama wants to build a skating rink in his name. We're gonna do that, but we also gonna get some justice for Mama and for Daddy. Tyre was the kind of man who would come home and eat lunch with his daddy, his stepdaddy, and they'd have dinner at night. This was a good man that didn't deserve this. And nobody deserves it, but he especially didn't deserve it. And to give you some of what he was about, we're gonna hear from some of the members of his family. We're gonna start with Kiana. Kiana's over here. Wait a minute, before you speak, I didn't give Kareem. Nobody worked harder than Kareem. We call Kareem like he was on my payroll, but we love Kareem. We're gonna have Kiana and LaToya speak on behalf of their brother. These are two of the sisters of Tyre.
I'm gonna take this time to just share some things that you guys may not know about my baby brother. It's very hard to stand here, so bear with me. Tyre was my baby brother. Him and I are 11 years apart. He was so special to me, and he loved me, and I loved him dearly. You know, being the oldest of three boys, I had to watch my brothers take them places that I probably didn't want to take them, watch them at times when I didn't want to watch them. But with Ty, I didn't mind. He never wanted anything but to watch cartoons and a big bowl of cereal, so it was pretty easy to watch him. On the night of January 7th, my brother was robbed of his life, his passions, and his talents, but not his light. When my mother called me and said my baby brother was gone, I lost my faith. I cried. I screamed at God. asking how could he let this happen? And then my cries turned to anger, and anger turned to deep sorrow. And the pain I never felt. And those monsters murdered my baby brother. It left me completely heartbroken. I see the world showing him love and fighting for his justice. But all I want is my baby brother back. And even in his demise, he was still polite. He asked him to please stop. He was still the polite young man that he always was. He asked him to please stop. And they did it. And that's why my family will never be the same. And I will just always love my baby brother forever. Thank you.
Oh, my room is called. I'm just trying to go home. I'm just trying to go home. Is that too much to ask? I didn't break any laws along this path. I've skated across barriers designed to hold me back. I'm just trying to go home, where the love is loud and the smiles are warm, like the sunsets that come for me in the coldest of my storms. I'm just trying to go home. I hear the sirens. I see the flashing lights. The directions are clear. Black skin go left, blue skin go right. I'm just trying to go home. Don't I deserve to feel safe? Batons, badges, boots, bright lights against my face. I'm just trying to go home. Does anyone hear the pain in my cry? The struggle in my breath? God replied, come home, my son. Now you can rest.
We're going to hear now from his brothers, James Lazare and Jamal Dupree.
How you guys doing? So I didn't plan to speak today, but as I was just sitting here watching everything, my brother was really robbed of his life. You know, my brother didn't live up to the normal black man hype. Basketball player, football player, rapper, none of that, right? He set his own path. You know, he made his own light. He's seen the world way different than I've ever seen it before. And when I sit here and look at the screens of the work that my brother has done, and from the visuals, from people talking to me about my brother, I learned so much about him. And I don't think people just tell me this or be telling me, but my brother really touched a lot of lives. He was a very solid individual. He was very peaceful. He was very respectful. And again, I've spent a lot of time away from my brother, and I wish that I haven't, because I want to know the person that everybody else knows. You know, and 5 officers made that happen to where I won't ever be able to do that. So just being here just sucks. But I'll never forget my brother. I'll never forget my Gemini twin. I love you, and just save a spot for me, bro.
Good evening. My name is James. My god brother is Tyre. It's not too much I can say that hasn't already been said about him from everybody. But I want to share y'all a story how he got his name though. My mom named him. My sister Toya said earlier before, my mom named him, which was came from a movie called Silverado, one of the characters in it, and she liked that movie, but she wanted to name me that. But she always kept that name in her back pocket for some reason. I don't know. Then '93 came, and our boy came, and she was like, "There you are, Tyre." And I used to always joke with him, like, "Man, you keep messing with him, take my name back." And he'd be like, "No, you ain't. That's my name." But it was how he said it. You know, he was 8, and he was already knew who he was. Like, I'm Tyre. This is me. You know, and I always remember that about my little dude coming in the house watching me cereal and watching Looney Tunes or something. But I just want to thank everybody for being here for us and, you know, and showing love. But it ain't too much I can say that hasn't already been said about my dude. I just miss him and I love him, and this should never happen, you know? Thank y'all.
Let me, as I bring the parents, recognize for the parents, you talked about a movie that Ron Von liked that I was not supposed to acknowledge him. He just wanted to come down and fly down with me and fly back. But he's here with us and wants to do something around this. Oscar-winning director Spike Lee is in the house. He's sitting there with my daughter, so you know she's gonna try to be in the next movie, but nobody has shown more strength and more dignity than Ron Von Wills. Ron Von Wills and Rodney Wills have borne such pain for us. And they didn't want to speak, but I just think that we need to just hear them say something. This is their son. This is their struggle. And I know they're gonna have weak days. Let us be their strength. Let's hear from the parents of Tyre.
I'd like to start by saying thank you for everybody's support. This has been a journey that's not going to end here. It's just the beginning. We're looking forward to passing some bills. We're looking forward to getting justice for all the families over there, not just ours. This is a continuous fight that we have to fight for. We have to fight for justice. We cannot continue to let these people brutalize our kids. To have my siblings up here, my wife, and it's very hard for my wife. You know, this is her baby son. And it's nothing like your baby boy. When we got the news, it was very, very difficult. It was surrounded by lies, deceit, trying to cover it up. But as they say, what's done in the dark will always come to the light. And the light of day is justice for Tyre.
Justice for Tyre.
Justice for all the families that lost loved ones through brutality of police or anybody. And I can't say enough about how this community, how this nation, and how this world has came together to support my family, to support my wife, and to support me. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out to pay tribute to my son. Tyre was a beautiful person, and for this to happen to him, it's just unimaginable. I promise you, the only thing that's keeping me going is the fact that I really truly believe my son was in here on an assignment from God. And I guess now his assignment is done, and he's been taken home. I want to thank, yes. I want to thank all the community activists for being there for my family. I want to thank the chief of police for acting swiftly, the district attorney, the state of Tennessee. I want to thank my lawyers, Mr. Ben Crump.
Yes, sir.
And especially Kareem Ali. He has been our rock. He has been our rock. I just need whatever that George Floyd bill we needed passed. We need to take some action because there should be no other child that should suffer the way my son and all the other parents here have lost their children. We need to get that bill passed. Because if we don't, that blood, the next child that dies, that blood is going to be on their hands. Oh, thank you.
Give a hand to family. Give a hand to the family. We are going to stay with them. We're going to do the processional. Before we do, we're going to have 2-minute words of comfort. It's 1 minute, 1 minute, because the family has to move out. And y'all know I do a show called Politics Nation. But if y'all go over a minute, I'm going to do the Gong Show in here today. Words of comfort. We already did the eulogy and the call to action. So let's act orderly so we can move the family forward as they request. Let me bring Reverend Dr. Earl Fisher of Abyssinian Baptist Church, followed by Reverend Rodney Woodley and Reverend Bishop Marvin Thomas of the First Episcopal District, and then Bishop Brandon Porter, Secretary of the General Board of the Church of God in Christ. Won't y'all come in that order quickly? Y'all come together. This way we one right after another. And we seriously, I know some family have to catch planes. We need to be expeditious. We're grateful for your presence.
Protocol has been established to this family. When I say his name, say Tyre. Say his name. Say his name. That's some Africana ways of knowing. Our elders and ancestors would say, as long as you say someone's name, they shall never die. It's not too much I can add other than this to this family. We will see him again. I was at First African in Savannah, Georgia, doing a workshop. I was in the administrative assistant's office, and I realized I needed something to project my presentation. So I ran to Best Buy. I had the associate pastor take me, and we took longer than they had expected, but I had left my book bag in the administrative assistant's office. When I got back, she said, I thought you'd never come back. I said, did you look around? And she said, no. I said, had you looked around intently, you would have saw I left something. And that signified that at some point, you would see me again. I know he's in the hands of God. I know he's in the ancestral realm, but look around intently. He's left something. He's left a child. He's left brothers and sisters. He's left a mother and a father. He's left activists and organizers and community members. And I believe every time we raise our voice for love and justice and power, we will see Tyre again. May the family find comfort in these words.
I'd just like to say to my friends, Rodney and Ravon and the entire family, that we are soldiers and we're in this army. We're fighting a fight that seems oftentimes unwinnable. But what I got as I sat here and listened was, on that day of January 7th, Tyre got drafted unknowingly into a service as a secret agent. He was drafted as a secret agent for a secret mission that he had no idea that he hadn't been drafted for. But just like any soldier, before they go off to war to do battle, they want to go and do something that they love. So he went away to take some pictures. But on his way home, the battle was already afoot. So understand this, that just because it looks like he lost the battle, the war will be won. Because I heard this statement, I'll keep it clear. Wars come and go, but soldiers are eternal. God bless you.
Langston Hughes' poem, I Too Sing America. I want to lift from that poem these two words, I too, with the permission to say we too. So on behalf of the First Episcopal District of the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church, the Senior Bishop of the CME Church, Bishop Lawrence A. Reddick III, members of the College of Bishops, and all the members of the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church, on that behalf, I come to join this family and all who have seen this unfortunate syndication of the rerun of this movie too often, the senseless murder, the murder of one of our sons at the hands of the police. To say we too are grieving with you. We too are sick and tired of being sick and tired of these kinds of funerals. We too remain restless and will be restless until justice is served for Tyre and his family. We too join the voices of others calling for the termination and persecution of the police officers and the first responders who stood by and did nothing as Tyre's life was being taken. We too use our collective voices at every level of government declaring now is the time to pass meaningful police reform legislation that give our mothers and fathers some degree of comfort and peace as their sons leave home, that they may return home. We too are fathers and mothers whose hearts are hurting because of your needless pain. We too stand with you, and we too are committed to remaining on the battlefield until justice run down like waters and righteousness like an ever-flowing stream. We too join you in finding hope and comfort in these words from the hymn writer. His purposes will ripen fast, unfolding every hour. The bud may have a bitter taste, but sweet will be the flower. God bless you and God keep you.
Greetings to you, and thank you for allowing us this space, and certainly to Madam Vice President, Dr. Shelton, and Attorney Crumpet, his host pastor. You've been incredible. To this family, and especially to this mother and father who's calmed the beast in America, thank you so very much. There's a passage of scripture that says in 1 Thessalonians 5:18, forgive my voice, I've gotten over COVID, but I'm good. In everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you. Here's what you must know. Mother Wells, you said something incredible, that there's a reason for your son's death. I've never seen a tree eat its own fruit. In other words, your gift must be for somebody else. And you're the tree that bore this amazing fruit. We've all been touched by the truth of Tyre's life. Going through life, there's a word that's mystery, then there's another word called Mr. Run. One is to have truth hidden like we've had during this episode, but then another is Mr. Run, to have truth revealed. The four gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, then they're the synoptic gospels because they're similar. It's kind of like this. There were some body cameras that malfunctioned, but there was another camera called the Sky Cop that caught the view. In other words, when one witness at a scene doesn't see everything, because one witness saw it was a Chevy, the next witness says that I saw the license plate. The next witness says I didn't see what kind of car it was or the license plate, but I saw an accident. I don't care what you summarize, we still saw brutality. We saw an offense, and that is something that has been revealed. I want to encourage you to know that even suffering has a point to it. Jesus had a crown of thorns, but guess what? A thorn has a point to it. Mother, you're right. There is a reason for this. And as the old folks say, we'll understand it better by and by. Justice for Tyre. Justice for Tyre. One final moment, point of privilege that Al Sharp has given me. I represent the Church of God in Christ, our presiding bishop. Thank you for coming to Mason Temple. It was epic.
It's heartbreaking, isn't it? Bye, Gail. Are you leaving, baby? Well, bye, Fairy Floss. Have a good day to work. I'll talk to you tomorrow, love. Hey, Stonefly. All right. Just prayers for Tyre's family and his baby, and just take a little moment of silence for him, y'all. Oh, okay, Gail. I'm sorry, love. I misunderstood you. All right. Let's see here. We're gonna do some of my favorite man, Ryan UpChurch. We had a Ryan UpChurch concert last night. It was great, man. I stayed up. I was live until midnight, y'all. I cannot believe I stayed up that long on live. Now let's go and take some motherfuckers to church. Some of the stuff I don't even know. I just seen there's some people posted some new stuff. Hold on just a second. You want to mute for like 1 minute. And no, I don't need nobody to carry me. I got my own fucking channel. All right, I'm here. I decided to play a little video of Ron, see what it was. Oh, lordy. Oh Lord, here's a here, let me show this. I don't know if y'all had heard about because Ron came out recently, and I guess Patty was saying something about Ron busting a windshield out or something of a car, busting a window and trying to paint him as crazy. I've heard his explanation of all that, but here's a picture of the windshield. I hadn't seen that, so I'll share that with us. I stayed up, I don't know. I was up to like 6 a.m. this morning over some bullshit. Anyway. Yeah. You know, like the reason he busted that windshield out is because Patty Lynn, his mama, was letting Ron's little brother with no driver's license drive it around town, and the car is in Ron's name. I don't fucking blame him.
This is what the fuck my life's become. A fucking nutcase for a son who's strung out on Adderall and been snorting it, and you motherfucking know it. And now, I am scared to death. So you can both go fuck yourselves. Yeah, baby. And Matthew's not here. Matthew left with William to get drinks. And he told me that if Matthew comes back and touches his truck, that we all better run. So I'm scared to stay here tonight. I'm not staying here. He's lost his fucking mind. We're going to have to talk to your daddy. He's like, and I'm going off on B-Loose. He knows Ryan's been snorting Adderall, and he ain't fucking doing nothing about it. He's providing him with drugs. This is what the fuck my life's become. A fucking nutcase for a son who's strung out on Adderall and been snorting it, and you motherfucking know it.
I'm so glad I get to tell you this, because I know that your shit don't get deleted. You don't sit there and be like, oh, I gotta delete this. No, you just keep everything there. That's what I fucking like about you, bro. I know we don't talk a lot, but I want you to know that I fucking respect you for what you do and for how fucking long you did it. And hey, if y'all don't know, Chad's been doing this a long motherfucking time.
Yeah, appreciate that, bro.
No problem.
I get it, man. You're a busy dude, man. I know how it goes.
I feel like my butthole was just pressure washed. So I've been hearing all these rave reviews about these old.
I'm so glad.
This is what the fuck my life's become.
Squadron of the creek. Hey, man, I just want to say thanks for all y'all's kind words and all the nice stuff y'all told me. I'm waking up to my DMs and stuff. I just want to let y'all know I really appreciate that way more than any of y'all know. Today's journey, we are headed to Alabama because there is a aspiring rapper out there. I think he's 15 or 14 years old. But I'm going to run to Sam Ash and get him a studio set up. And we're going to go take it to him. I'll update you along the way. We got you hooked up, cuz. Be headed to Alabama in a minute. Do you know who facilitated giving Johnny Gobble money? Do you know what that's about?
Your mama did.
Do you know why?
Try to keep.
Okay, y'all listen to this right here. Johnny Gobble, the one that Ron's talking about, is actually now an enemy of Ron's and has been. I think he used to be in Creek Squad with Ron or something, and Ron got rid of him, and Patty had been going behind Ron's back. Just listen.
Keep them hushed.
About what?
Bothering you.
What?
That's what it started out as. Now, I did know a little bit about this because Tamara told me a little bit about it because I was like, what the? How did you give him Johnny money for? She sent him a bunch of painting supplies. Yeah, to paint stuff so he could become a painter because you was painting. Then it started. She bought him all the stuff for shirts, for merchandise stuff.
Yeah, she gonna get Johnny Gobble's merch going, but not mine.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
She got his merch going, but then, from what I understand, she had set up his account. The money was supposed to go into, but the money was linked to her, and Johnny wasn't getting none of it. So he was stealing all the merch, and she was getting money for it.
Hey, Dave, what up, my little Alabama skin? Hey, buddy. I'm letting you know that I'm about to leave Cheatham County. I'll probably be like 45 minutes late. I told your mom I'd be there at 6, probably like 6:45, 7 o'clock. But we are headed your way. I just got to pick up my tech guy so he can hook up all this stuff for you when we get to your house, all right? See you in a few. What up? If y'all can hear me, let me know. I've never done it live with the earphones. What up, King?
He was live on Instagram last night. I watched it, actually.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's why I got y'all in here. 8,000 people was watching this? I ain't went live in a grip. But anyway, guys, I just want to let y'all know that, I see a lot of people in the comments and stuff worried about me. And trust me, I know it's a lot of I've had you guys as a support system. I've had my close friends as a support system. One of them's in the front seat. Another one's in the front seat over here. So I'm Gucci. Like, y'all don't have to worry about me, dude. I really appreciate y'all worrying about me, but you boys got this. I promise. I mean, it's other adults' actions, man. I mean, there's nothing we can do. I see a lot of people being like, oh, well, maybe he'll get smoothed over. Your ear's broken or something. There's no smoothing any of this over. Once that this is what I've worked for my whole life. This guy in the front seat can tell you since I was like 14, this is what I wanted my whole life. So regardless of if it's family, if it's somebody down the street, or your own family, like I said, it doesn't matter. If you try to destroy this, because this provides for myself, it gives me a reason to wake up in the morning. It gives, multiple people jobs. And when you try to hurt Creek Squad, you're not just trying to hurt me. You're trying to hurt a lot of people. So it is what it is. Any functioning member of society, anybody who's not on drugs, can look at what's going on and see who is level-headed and see who isn't. It's not that hard. But yeah, I just want to tell y'all that I'm fine, and thank y'all for everything y'all done for me, continue to do for me, and thank y'all for all the kind stuff y'all said lately. New music videos coming out soon, new songs. Ain't gonna change, bro. That's all I know how to do is work. All right, guys. So you know I have an answer for everything because I only tell the truth. So yes, I see the video my mom posted about he busted the window out of this car. Yes, I did bust the window out of the car. Do you know why? It's the front windshield. It's the front windshield because the car is in my name. I bought the car. She's letting my little brother, who never been to driving school, doesn't have a license or anything. She's letting him actively drive it around town. It's in my name. I don't want a car in my name being driven around by someone who doesn't have a license. Be a mom. Take him to get his license. So yeah, I did bust the window out of something that belongs to me. Someone called the FBI. But since we, I guess, are talking about busted out windows, let me show you a window that got busted out that wasn't busted out by me that does belong to me. And do you want to see the? Oh God, you don't want to see this. I don't even want to show you, but the truth is the truth. You know my legendary studio where the inside of it looks like a red barn where my massage chair and stuff was? Yeah. Do you want to see what it looks like now because of my family who lives there? Okay, well, here it is. Good, dude. And trash everywhere. Trash. Legit trash. Bags of trash. Just this is crazy, bro. This is my legendary studio that I have wrote some of my best songs in. That's how my family does. So after the video you just seen, which is absolutely disgusting, a lot of people were like, man, why don't you just kick them out of the ranch? Bro, I've been telling them to get out of the ranch for 4 months. I've already went back and started cleaning the mess up. We already cleaned that mess up. Me and my workers did. And they're still just there. I mean, Patty already bought another house with for like $480 something thousand with my money. I don't know why they haven't moved out. I guess they just, I don't know, dude. I don't know. That's why in her videos she's still there. I don't know why she's there.
Say also, I am so thankful. Thankful to God and to my family, my 3 sons. And
Bro, this is the biggest gas station I've ever seen in my life. It's called Buc-ee's. Bro, look how many gas pumps there are. We made it. Yeah, buddy. We're going to hook this stuff up and see what's up, cuz.
Crazy, huh? Yeah, they're gonna make him, Allie, go through the eviction process. When he tried to evict him, look what they done to him. Trashed his studio, broke the windows. Then they want to get mad at him for smashing a windshield in his car, his own car, because his underage brother was driving it with no license. Yeah, make that make sense. Okay, I'm back, y'all. Thank you for waiting. Yeah, that was his studio. Like, if you watch some of these older videos or stuff, you see the red walls, the frame this red. Yeah. It's funny though. It's not funny. But Patty wants to run around and talk smack about Ron. But she will not acknowledge the money. She has not acknowledged it. Okay, why are you doing this to your son, bitch? Ain't you hurt him enough? You know what I mean? It's like, damn, you've hurt him enough. Give him a fucking break. But she never fucking said a word all these years while he was allegedly snorting shit and He's admitted that he's prescribed Adderall. He says that he only takes it whenever he is like in the studio and stuff so he can focus, and it makes total fucking sense. And who gives a fuck what he does when behind closed doors? That's his business. Look what this bitch, let's see what this bitch does behind closed doors. Right, Allie? She's a fucking narcissist, guaranteed. I mean, Ron's got a little narcissism in him too, but he hurts himself more than he hurts others. Narcissists hurt others and just worry about their self. Ron just self-destructs himself. He's his own worst enemy. And I know last night he had some post about wire fraud and embezzlement. Like, so I hope he does fucking stick it to her. If she keeps on trashing him with shit, she's going to dig in her hole. She don't realize, well, she does realize, but I don't know what she's fucking thinking doing this to him. Exactly, Allie. She won't acknowledge him. Kwani's got fucking paperwork and shit. But she never fucking said any of this. Everything was so perfect until she got busted. Can you blame him? What do you expect the poor guy to do? And I'm just looking for more shit to come out that she stole from him. She don't realize this just, the more she talks, the bigger her fucking hole gets she's digging for herself. Right, Allie, that's all she has to say about it. Oh, he takes Adderall. Yeah, he admits that. He has never denied that. He recently said, yeah, I take Adderall when I'm in the studio. Can you blame him? I mean, well, not like trying to, but he's obviously got ADHD, you can tell. I just can't believe she's doing this to him after what she's already fucking done to him. It just blows my mind. Y'all want to have a little UpChurch concert for a second? Exactly, Allie. Exactly. Just because you take it don't mean you abuse it. Right. How he'd be good. I can't wait. I say it's already gone. Because she was Ron's accountant for these years. That's how she had access to his money. She was his accountant. And I guarantee you, she stashed money away in an account somewhere. Guarantee it. She's got money in a account somewhere that she stole from her own son. It broke my heart. And Ron said, I came out of your body. When he said that, that hit me like he came out of her body. And I haven't heard nothing about a third house. There's only 2 houses right now, totaling $1 million. I ain't heard nothing about a third house. Be good. She don't have nothing to sell, really. She did have a house that Ryan bought her, but she sold that like a while back. What, 3 weeks ago or something? She sold that one. because Ron had all of his studio equipment in that house, and Patty sold it and left all of Ron's studio equipment, everything in it. And thank God the person that bought the house was honest, and they called Ron to come get his fucking studio. I don't think she has much left to sell except for her fucking Goodwill jewelry. Come on, and her tarot, fucking summoning ghost. Christians don't do that, Patty. I'm sorry, Christians don't fuck with tarot. None that I know. I couldn't imagine either, Allie, my mama doing something like that. I play his songs, though. I got to go back when the lives are over and mute them out, or I can't get paid for it. We jammed out to him last night, the end of it. Have y'all ever heard Ron UpChurch sing Alice in Chains? Have y'all seen UpChurch before he got his teeth fixed? I swear he's like one of my favorite humans in this world. I don't know why I admire him so much and look up to him. Bingo, Tammy Ayo. And Ron even said that. He's like, why did she have to steal? All she had to do was ask me, and I would have gave her anything she wanted. I mean, he gave her Ghost Ranch. That's like 200 some acres, I believe. Oh, wait till you hear this be good. Hold on, we're getting to have a little mini concert. And I hope y'all don't get mad at me for playing a song. For fuck's sake. This is a tribute to my church. We'll get to that, Unique. We're going to do a little mini concert, then we'll get into more.
I grew up in the country, listening to all types of music, anything from Hank Jr. to Eminem. But one thing that was jammed in my neck of the woods was Alice in Chains. And the way Lane Staley sang grabbed you and made you listen to what he was saying. It made you actually feel the words. And that inspires me to write about what I feel, and not what people just want to hear.
Chase misprinted lies, and we face that path of time. And yet I fight, and yet I fight this battle all alone. But no one to cry to, no place to call home. is raped and my privacy is raped, and yet I find rape painted in my head. If I can't be my own, I'd feel better dead.
I just love that song. Oh my God, Allie, are you still here? You've met UpChurch? Is that what I'm looking at with what you just text me? No fucking way. He is one of a kind. Be good. He absolutely is. And I adore the fuck out of him. I see that. I see pictures of you with him, Allie. Oh my God, I'm fucking jealous. Wow. Is he just amazing in person? I cannot believe you met him. Be good. She's got proof she met him. She's got pictures with him, and I'm looking at it right now. Wow, that's freaking awesome. Right, she's just now telling me she's met him, and she's got proof. Right, Biga. Right. You spilled a shot on him. Oh my God, what did he do, Allie? Oh, he probably remembers you from that then. Yeah, he's fucking amazing. He's a legend. I don't care what anybody says about him. He's a fucking legend. And fucking Johnny Goblin needs to fuck off. it. Then you got people calling that where they trashed his studio and busted that door window and stuff, calling it a trap house. Well, that's Patty Lynn's problem. And I did find a little bit on. Hold on a second. Go to Instagram. That's where I usually get all my information because he posts there more than anywhere. What did he say, Allie, when it happened? Is he as tall as he looks in person, Allie? He looks like he's pretty tall.
I mean, I don't have to tell y'all. The ones that know, I don't have to tell y'all, but you'll never have to worry about me being anything. We made it.
Say also, I am so thankful. Thankful to God and to my family, my 3 sons, and
We made it. Yeah, buddy. We're going to hook this stuff up. And
Okay, y'all see this here little Payday? I'm sure Allie knows who Little Payday is. Little Payday is this little kid here. Well, he ain't a kid, he's a teenager. He's like 14, 15, something. But he's like, he's a rapper, and he's kind of like UpChurch, and he's pretty good at it. He's got a little potty mouth, but to be so young. But yesterday, UpChurch went to the music store and bought him every single thing he needed to get a studio started, to start making music. He made a little boy's music dream come true yesterday. It just blows my mind. Oh yeah, I forgot you're short, Allie. Oh, she was sizing him up. She's like, sorry, Jules.
see what's up, Coop. Good morning, Creek Squad. I just want to tell y'all, man, thank y'all for all the encouraging things. I know there's a lot of people trying to say bad stuff about me right now. It is what it is. It doesn't really matter. Actions speak louder than words, and we're gonna need 4-wheel high. Good morning, Creek Squad. I just want to tell y'all, man, thank y'all for all the encouraging things. I know, but anyway, I mean, I don't have to tell y'all. The ones that know, I don't have to tell y'all, but you'll never have to worry about me being anything that they try to make me out to be. And time will tell, the truth will tell. I mean, it's blatantly obvious to a lot already, but for the ones that it's not obvious to, just sit back and just watch, man. Like, visualize things. Actually process shit for yourself, okay? At some point, the small percentage of y'all that do this kind of thing, you're gonna have to stop watching the internet, okay? It's driving the world crazy. Like, it's making a lot of y'all look fucking crazy. But anyway, man, I hope y'all have a good day. And one more thing I want to add. You know how I'm seeing a lot of people say, hey, well, you know, this personal stuff shouldn't be on the internet. No, yes, it should. Yes, it should. Because I'm not letting anybody speak for me or tell my truth, okay? I've always been here to show receipts and show the truth, and that's something that a lot of artists and a lot of entertainers don't do.
and they just let people assume whatever about them. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and argue with nobody no more on the internet, but I'm not letting nobody lie about me. So, yeah, you are getting the full, entire documented life of me. You have since the beginning, and I'm not stopping now. Why would I do that? I'm trying to be the realest music story ever told, and that's what you're getting. So I guess don't look at it.
Oh, boys. Oh, boys. See what that building is behind me? It's the courthouse. And your boy is not fucking happy right now.
All right, so on top of everything, we'll get to the rest of the stuff in a minute, but I'm at my farm right now. There is a missing bobcat from my ranch. If somebody doesn't return it in like the next 2 hours, I'm just gonna report it stolen. So I think I know where it's at, but yeah, it's about to be reported stolen, so you might want to do something about that.
And I would advise you not do nothing too dumb, because I kind of already took a picture of where it's at. So yeah, you got 2 hours. 2 hours, or you are going to be in possession of something stolen that is over $10,000. That would be a shame. All right, well, I don't really know what's going on here, but this is another house we just found that was in my name apparently and switched to someone else's name. I just knocked on the door and they said they're calling the police. So that tells me they, I think they know that some fucked up shit has happened. Me and my cousin came over here about an hour ago before we went to the sheriff's department. The people told me to come back, so I'm here and now they want to call the cops. It really, I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. Bro. Okay, well, this is very interesting. The cops came, went to the door, asked him some questions. Guess who's the only person that I know that this person knows at this house? Ronnie UpChurch. Wow. This is gonna be so fucking crazy. It's gonna be a Netflix movie. So now I guess I'm gonna go get my lawyer to file on this house as well. What? This is fucking wild. This is wild. Guess what else I found out today? That house you just seen, guess what house that is? That's the house that me and Brianna wanted to get. So we could live elsewhere without my fucking asshole, stupid ass mother. Guess what else I found out? Brianna used to cook me dinner, and my mother would throw it away. Like Brianna never did nothing. Guess what else my mother has done that now I'm thinking is a fucking lie? Made me angry at Brianna for no fucking reason. Telling me, oh yeah, I seen her riding around with other guys. Oh yeah, I know she's cheating on you. I seen it. It was all bullshit. It was all a fucking lie. Oh, son. You done fucked up. And I find it real fucking weird. That house I just left, the only person that person knows that I know mutually is Ronnie UpChurch. The fucking idiot who just said he was going to sue me and tell all his fans or whatever in the fuck his fucking psycho ass goddamn brain came up with. Not only that, check it out. Guess who listed? Oh yeah, by the way, my security guard's house that I bought, they tried to list it for sale. Guess who tried to list it for sale? My dad's wife. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man. Y'all are so fucked. I hope y'all like the color orange, man. Oh yeah, and one more thing.
Patricia, hey, stupid ass. Do you not know that I can see what you're doing? Yeah, I just seen what you did. You're trying to take money out of my account. Yeah, and I clicked deny. You're not getting it. By the way, it shows the address of where the computer is that you're using. God damn, this is a fucking Hallmark movie. But boy, I tell you what, hey, don't feel sorry for me. I don't think y'all realize how fucking badass and great my life is about to be. Wow. This whole time, I've never known what I truly make. Dude, I've been functioning and helping people off of what I was given. Now I know what I actually make. Holy shit. Holy shit. And for God's sakes, man, I mean, Brianna, look, man, I know you probably don't watch my shit, and I don't fucking blame you, to be real. Because I was an asshole to you. And, yeah, I was an asshole to you for goddamn no fucking reason. And I'm sorry that I believed the shit that Patty would say about you. Wow. Wow.
Wow, huh? And here's little Payday. That's the dude that UpChurch made his dreams come true yesterday. Tammy Ayo, Brianna, the one he's talking about now, is one of his older girlfriends. The girl that he was recently with, yes, they broke up too, and I guarantee you, Patty had something to do with it. The recent one, her name was Beth. I guarantee you, Patty had something to do with that. His mom and his dad. Poor dude didn't even know how much he was really worth. That's sad. And then Patty goes again today and tries to get more money out of his account. Wow. Just wow. It's three houses now, Tammy. 4 if you count the one that they tried to sell of his security guards. And I said this earlier before I knew about this third house, that I'm sure there's more that he don't know about. And I'm sure there's even more that he don't know about fixing to come out. Yeah, Ronnie UpChurch is his dad, if anybody was, which most of y'all know here. Yeah, fuck Nicole Arbor. It's hard telling what they've done to this boy behind his back. Just wait now how he's really gonna fucking boom. You watch, he's gonna bounce back stronger than ever. Guarantee it. And I don't see how he still functions with all this shit going on in his life. No, Tammy, he didn't know how much he was worth. You didn't hear him say that a while ago? Because his mom was his accountant. He trusted her. Here, let me see if I can go back to that part of his video.
And for God. Good morning, Creek Squad. But anyway, man. Oh, boys. Oh. All right. So on top of everything, we'll get to the rest of the stuff in a minute. But I'm at my farm right now. There is a missing bobcat, and I would advise you not do nothing too. All right. Well, I don't really know what's going on here. Me and my cousin came over here about an hour ago before we went to the sheriff's department. The people. Okay, well, this is very interesting. The cops came, went to the door. So now I guess I'm going to go get my lawyer to file on this house as well. What? This is fucking wild. This is wild. Guess what else I found out today? That house you just seen, guess what house that is? That's the house that me and Brianna wanted to get. So we could live elsewhere without my fucking asshole, stupid ass mother. Guess what else I found out? Brianna used to cook me dinner, and my mother would throw it away. Like Brianna never did nothing. Guess what else my mother has done that now I'm thinking is a fucking lie? Made me angry at Brianna for no. Oh, son. You done fucked up. You done fucked up. And you know, I find it real fucking weird. That house I just left, the only person. Oh, yeah, and one more thing. Patricia, hey, stupid ass. Do you not know that I can see what you're doing? Yeah, I just seen what you did. You're trying to take money out of my account. Yeah, and I clicked deny. You're not getting it. By the way, it shows the address of where the computer is that you're using. God damn, this is a fucking Hallmark movie. But boy, I tell you what, hey, don't feel sorry for me. I don't think y'all realize how fucking badass and great my life is about to be. Wow. This whole time, I've never known what I'd truly make. Dude, I've been functioning and helping people off of what I was given. Now I know what I actually make. Holy shit. Holy shit. And for God's sakes, man, I mean, Brianna, look, man, I know you probably don't watch my shit, and I don't.
Yeah, I'm muted. Sorry. Shit, now my damn headphones are gonna die on me. All right, can y'all hear me? I had to switch a headphone here. It's just really fucking sad. It breaks my heart for him. Oh, here is Little Payday, the kid that he went and gave a studio to yesterday. I'll show you his picture. Look, he made that little kid's whole world yesterday. I love it. Yeah, Lucia, his whole family. He just found out that his dad's stealing from him and has houses and shit. And I'm sure there's even more to come. I'm curious to see how this bobcat plays out. Right, Lucia, not Hallmark Run. I say more like a fucking Netflix movie's going to come out about it. Guarantee it. Something. I'm still here, y'all. I'm just looking to see. Oh, y'all, that's really all I wanted to go over today was Tyre and Ron. Me and Sherry was going to go live tonight, but Sherry had to change it again. So it'll be tomorrow night. Sorry about that, y'all. She's got some stuff going on, and I totally understand. Hey, Wacky Tacky. Lucy, I'm getting ready to end it anyway, baby. No, I might come back live later. But if not, definitely tomorrow. But thank you all for coming by. Make sure you smash the thumbs up. Yes, Jaded. Hey, baby. Yes, I did get your email. I haven't been able to respond yet, but yes, thank you. And I'm getting ready to end this, love. Sorry, Jaded. Oh, hi, Wacky Tacky. Hell, that's drop. But yeah, good night, and I might come back later, if not tomorrow. Love you all. Thank you. Bye.
Cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains. I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things. Gonna make a fucking name, I just wanna be famous. But I don't want that cheap fame, no, I'm not that vain. I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world can do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent. And it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots. If I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. That energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic.